Hello my Twitch E's. Today we are going to be covering a much requested video, that being the Sylvanus guide. A couple things before we start. The first thing being that all my videos from now on will be done in ranked. You guys have requested that I do ranked for my guide. You want to see the higher competitive level play, chance to see big boys in the games as well, and I will start to do that for you guys in every video. No more casual queues ever. It's a little bit harder on my end, but I will put in the extra effort for you guys. The second thing is I have gotten a lot of requests through the comments, through Twitter and Twitch, etc., that you guys want to see or hear about a couple of matchups for each support, that being what are the best ADCs to use with him and what is the best and worst support to go against with this support. So I will be covering that in this guide, and I will add that to all of my videos from now on. So let's go ahead and get into this build. Looking at Sylvanus' build, you'll see I don't have a lot of things filled in. This is because the Sylvanus builds are very straightforward. He is a very tanky support, almost no damage output after about the 10-minute mark. He has AoE stuff, so you might get a couple of damage points, a couple thousand damage, just because your skills hit a lot of people, but you won't be doing any real damage. So you're looking at your Watcher's Gift start with your Hog and Potions, moving into Midas Boots. If you're not going to get Midas Boots, you'd get Shoes with a Focus for lower cooldown on your ultimate for the endgame CC team initiation. But basically, 99.9% of the time you're getting Midas Boots. The only time you're really going to get Shoes with a Focus is if you're switching it out endgame. Working your way into Sovereignty, no reason to get Hide of the Urchin on Sylvanus. You're not really going to have a mana problem. Then working your way directly into Magi's Blessing. The only other item I would get instead of Magi's Blessing right there would be a movement speed item. Sylvanus has no getaway skills, so you might want to think about getting either a Witchblade right there on their team comp or some other movement speed oriented item like a Winged Wand. If you're going to go offensive Sylvanus build, I would get a Breastplate of Valor, once again just for the cooldown, get more heals off for your team, more pulls, more roots, you got more CC, you're doing that kind of thing. You're not going to do any actual damage. Defensive items, of course, are always situational. Witchblade, Pestilence, Midgardian Mail, etc. Your actives, you're looking at Wrath of the Gods, of course. A lot of people like Blink on Sylvanus. I would recommend getting Blink on him. You blink in and then immediately pop your ultimate in the middle of 3 or 4 people, and that's a huge disruption on the team fight. They have to preemptively bead your ultimate, unlike Geb, because Geb's ult is a stun. So after you get stunned by it, you can beads out. But if you get hit by the Sylvanus ult, it's a knock-up, so you can't beads out of it. So that's one thing to keep in mind, which is why it's good to get Blink to get it off before they can beads. Of course, Shell of Absorption is another great option, or Weakening Curse if they have a lot of heals and you have no choice. And of course, your consumables. I like to throw those in there so I can get my wards easily when I'm back. Looking at our abilities, Sylvanus has a pretty unique passive for a support. Basically, if you get hit by a basic attack, there's a 25% chance that the enemy will be rooted for 1 second. This can only happen every 12 seconds. It's an okay passive, really not that great. Better early game when that damage is meaning a lot on you, but towards the late game, if they hit you, a couple of times, you're going to be dead anyway. So what are you going to do? Verdant Growth, this is Sylvanus' root. This is typically the skill that you're going to rank up first on Sylvanus. Does quite a bit of damage. The root is helpful. When you start the game, you usually run around the map and throw down some plants in the lanes for your allies so they can get the mana regen. When you throw this skill on the ground, a couple seconds later, it sprouts up and it's a mana regen in a circle. If you use it on an enemy, it does damage and it roots them. Wisps, your skill that you will rank up to max first, typically gotten at level 2 or 3, depending on if you want to go aggressive at level 2 and try to root and grab somebody, or if you just want to do the lane clear and you're just going to go Wisps on your friendly minions. So this is your heal and a little bit of damage. Mainly it's the heal and the protections gained. That's the big part of this skill. Nature's Grasp, this is your pull. This is the Arachne pull, putting back into the game type of thing. So there is a pull like that. This skill is usually ranked up second after Wisps before Verdant Growth. The reason behind that is if you look at Verdant Growth, the increase you're going to get here is damage, and you don't really need the damage of Sylvanus. It doesn't reduce the cooldown, but Nature's Grasp will reduce the cooldown of the skill down to 18 seconds, allowing you to get off more pulls, more initiations, more pickoffs. Your ultimate, of course, one of the probably the best support ultimate in the game, honestly. That being that it is a bleed. Who cares about the damage aspect of it? The big thing is that it's a Geb circle type ult with a giant knockup associated with it. Knockup being the best form of CC probably in Smite right now. You can't beat out of it. Once you're in the air, you're stuck there until you come back down and land, allowing all of your allies to set up their skills. Personally, I love Sylvanus with the Nox, the new Nox. You knock everybody up in the air, she can get her silence and her ultimate off in her line and do tons of damage onto people. Really fantastic. All right, talking about matchups here, we're going to look at the best ADC that you would want with Sylvanus. Me personally, I like Rama with Sylvanus. Why do I like Rama with Sylvanus? Well, Rama has amazing clear on top of Sylvanus' incredible ability to keep your minions alive. This is going to be insane lane clear, allowing you to rotate out and steal early game jungle buffs. That's a really big thing. If you're looking for a kill lane with Sylvanus, I recommend either Neith, which is who I will be playing with in this game, played by the Zapman in this game, the legendary Zapman on Neith. This is because if you root somebody, she can follow up with a root, or she can root and then you can pull. There's a lot of synergy there. The last ADC I want to say that is viable with Sylvanus that I like a lot is Artemis. The reason being that Artemis doesn't have very good lane clear, but Sylvanus can make up that for her. Also, if you pull somebody, she can lay down her root at the pull location and you guys can get a lot of damage off on her. The support that I like this best against is either Geb or Athena. Geb and Athena both have okay lane clear, but they don't have really that ability to instantly clear the wave. So if they get their skills off to do their lane clear, well, you use your heal and you can heal your minions back up. The supports I would not want to go against on Sylvanus being Odin, because Odin can full clear the wave at level 3 with his ADC. So your heal doesn't mean anything on your minions if your minions get instantly bursted down. The second being Sobek. Sobek's 3 is a healing reduction, and your heal is not going to be enough on the minions in order to keep them alive. Alright, let's go ahead and move into this game. Threw out a couple of wards at the start of this game to make sure that nothing crazy happened from the other team. You can also see that I started off with 2 health pots, 4 mana pots, instead of the typical 3 and 3 split. This is because Sylvanus with extra mana can get off his heal skill. If you can heal yourself, you obviously don't need the health pots, and then it's more beneficial for your minions, for your ADC, etc. So that's why I'm getting the extra mana pots here. Biker just drew by. Big biker. Getting these back harpies, give me early level 2. I already have a plant laid down right here that when I walk by and ward it early game for an extra mana regen just while we're doing this. Gonna go ahead and grab this blue buff, give that to Zapman, and we can walk back through this little lane and not lose any XP. But I will be significantly ahead of their support in XP. We won't even actually lose any gold here because of the amount of roots that we have between the two of us, which is kind of interesting. Most of the time you'll lose gold there, but we don't even lose gold. Getting my pull at level 3 just in case I can find an opportunity for a pull. Using my heal on my friendly minions. The skill doesn't do that much damage. I land a root onto Anher, which means I can also land a pull. Zapman knew I was looking for that, so Zapman lands his root. Unfortunately, we just don't have that much damage output at this point, but we will soon. The wave is cleared, so Zapman uses his dash to get into the enemy Anher, and I'm just getting some free harass off on him. I look to land my root on him. It's just not quite enough to finish him off. He will live with just a couple of hit points. Popping my mana pots just to make sure I stay up on that. Level 4, I'm going to go ahead and put another point into Wisps. I will pretty much put every point I get at this point into Wisps. Looking for an opportunity of a pull, just kind of waiting. I can root the Bacchus, I can pull the Bacchus. Never be afraid to pull the support like that if you can get a bunch of free damage off. The Anher had his jump up. Even if I would have landed my root and pull on him, he would have just been able to jump away immediately. You can jump away while rooted. The Bacchus, on the other hand, had his stuff down. He was, a little bit panicked, and we make him pop several of his health potions. Looking for a root onto Anher, I land it. We can chain that into a Neith root. Bada bing, bada boom. We got a couple skills off, and Zapman's going to get first blood at the 2-minute mark. And you know what that means. That means this game is already over. You give Zapman first blood, and 98% of the time, you're just going to watch him do whatever he wants. Looking for a pull onto the Bacchus because that man lands a good root. Nothing happens there. Bacchus jumped away. Level 5 already, so I can feel free to grab my ultimate and start to look for more fighting opportunities. One more wave until these mid-harpies are going to spawn. I could rotate now, but then I won't get this whole wave. While I'm already level 5, which is the big reason for grabbing this wave, I still want the XP if I can get it. But Zatman's also starting to back up, fearful of a gank from Arachne. So I've got to be wary now to try to get over to this mid-harpy. I root Bacchus to run by him. I go, ha 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 ha, you are rooted. I'm a tree. I am walking very slowly. Bacchus initiates back onto me. There is an Arachne on me. I'm getting some skills off onto the Bacchus. I knock him up. DJ Pernicus gets very low. Unfortunately, does not die. I make sure to use my hog on the Harpies. We get the mid-Harpies. DJ has to back. Overall, win-win-win for us. Making sure to grab this mid-XP. Their Arachne had to back, and they were all over in the right Harpy side. So I'm relatively sure these left Harpies will be up free for me. Sure enough, they are. No worries here. Just getting some free mid-Harpies. Easy XP, and I made sure to grab the mid-XP as well, so I didn't lose anything there. Just grabbing extra XP wherever I can. I want to back, but there's a free mid-wave here. No reason not to split it with Agni. Splitting XP 2 ways is very efficient. I think about backing, but then I realize I'm only about 100 gold off of getting Midas boots. So if I stay for one more wave, I can probably grab Midas boots and some wards. More efficient than backing, trying to walk all the way back to lane, and then by the time I walk back to lane, realizing I have enough money for Midas boots, and then backing again, and walking back, and it'll just be a waste of time overall. No Neath in my lane, so I probably don't want to do anything too crazy. Also don't have any wards out right now. So the Arachne could theoretically be nearby. Gonna go ahead and use Wisps on the wave to guarantee that I'm gonna get credit for this. I now have enough money for Midas boots. Zatman is already pretty far ahead. He didn't necessarily need that wave, and I needed it in order to get my Midas boots beforehand. His blue buff is now up. We'll have time to do this before the wave gets there. I can use my hog to secure this, and then I can go ahead and back to get my Midas boots, letting Zatman have a full wave. Zatman uses his jump for extra suave to get back to the lane. Probably not the smartest thing, just in case somebody else would have been there. But he does get a 10 out of 10 for the cool factor. Freya getting kind of caught there middle by the Janus Arachne. No big deal. Gold is relatively even right now, but Zatman having first blood means that his gold is higher than the Anhur, so somebody else is lower. No big deal. Having Zatman ahead is the big thing. Using my Wisps on the wave, I am now free to walk away and get the XP. Leveling up my 3, of course, for the extra cooldown on it. My 1, really no relevance to leveling it up over the 3. Extra damage, sure. If you need that extra damage, then something is wrong. Just chilling here with my bro Zatman. Pretty sure he is stacking at this point since he got first blood. He'll have an early Devo glove, so I'm not grabbing any of that wave in terms of last hits. I know mid-Harpies are spawning soon on right side, so I start to work my way over. Freya says attack the middle lane, so I'm going to go ahead and follow that call. Unfortunately, nobody's going to follow the call with me, and so I will be here landing all of my skills with absolutely no backup, meaning that the Janus is going to get away. The Freya did not follow her own call. A little bit strange, a little bit upsetting. What are you going to do? As a general rule, you want to follow the call of your team, even if you disagree with the call, just because the point of having a call is synergy, everybody doing the same thing. If it's a bad call, talk about it later. Zatman picking up a solo kill on the Anhur in the other lane because of the early kills. I have a DJ Pernicus on me with spiders, putting pressure on him. We have Freya and Agni here as well. The Freya whooping up the Arachne. We have a full collapse on us right here. Unfortunately, their team got there much faster than our team did. We're actually going to get picked off right here. Freya actually getting a good back off. Loki working his way back to the lane. And Zatman looking to fight 4 people in middle lane by himself. Zatman's going to find himself extremely out of position. and a lot of CC onto him. He's going to pop his Aegis to avoid the Janus 2, except for he pops it after his Janus 2, and then Zapman's going to find himself very dead. A rare misplay in the life of Zapman, popping his Aegis too late. No big deal, I am still even in XP with this. Bacchus goal is still even, there is no worries here. I grabbed the Sentry Ward, I'm going to try to get these back Harpies just for a little bit of extra XP. I know the Freya is here, so I don't have to use my Hog. And her chilling in the right lane, trying to put some pressure on our tower. I see him. I think the Freya is with me. Unfortunately, she is not with me. I realize my mistake, and I start to run back to the tower, and I get a little boost from the Anher back to my tower. Thank you, Anher. I wanted to go here. You helped me get there. What a nice guy. Great guy. Great guy. Bach is rotating towards middle, informing my team that they are indeed coming towards mid. I see, I put down my Sentry Ward on the Gold Fury. I was relatively confident they did not have a ward there. Sure enough, they don't, but the Bacchus also did not have a Sentry Ward on him. A good fight for me and Zap right here, getting some harass onto this Bacchus. Kind of waiting for him to jump away. He uses his jump actually aggressively, so I'm going to turn this onto the Bacchus, using my knockup on him. Looking to land some more skills. I land my root. Bada bing, bada boom. Allowing Zapman to land his skills for a free kill onto their Bacchus. Zapman wants to go in on the Anher. I see that he wants to go in on the Anher. So I follow this up. Unfortunately, the Anher is going to jump away. And Zapman's like, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I want to, but I'm not going to. Zapman backing off. You don't see that very often. That was a rare case of Zapman saying, I'm going for it, and then not going for it. I don't know. Right here, you see I almost bought the Tier 1 Iron Mail going into Sovereignty, but I decided it will be more beneficial for my team if I get the Blink for initiations as well as some more wards. The extra couple health and physical power not going to make that big of a difference in me dying, but the Blink will help a lot more in a team fight. DJ Pernicus looking around at the Gold Furies. That man getting some great push over in the right lane. I'm going to grab this mid Harpy, having to use my Hog right here. I did not think that they were going to be able to grab some pickup kills on the Bacchus. They grab an out-of-position Bacchus. Zapman makes the call to do the Gold Fury. I do not have my Hog up. So I say no, don't do the Gold Fury. I don't have a Hog. There's no way we can do it. Zapman says, dude, I'm attacking the Gold Fury. Freya says, I agree, I'm attacking the Gold Fury. So at this point, I have no choice. I am not useless over with my team right now, so I have to try to pretend like we're not doing Gold Fury. Xcliff realizes that they're doing Gold Fury. I was just trying to keep him away from the Gold Fury. We are going to get the Gold Fury barely, just barely. I'm looking to help my Agni get out of here. My team is going to come in a little bit late right there, but I'm going to be able to get the Agni out, sacrificing myself. We got the Gold Fury. The Agni gets out safe. That is a worth trade. It's better for me to die instead of my Agni. The Agni's dash was down. He had used it to go through the Gold Fury I saw on the map. Agni going back in, looking for some kills. Him and Freya pick up a nice kill onto the Bacchus. Zapman pretending to be scared and then going, ha 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 ha, I wasn't scared. I am Zapman and I was baiting you. If Zapman's ever running away, chances are he's actually just baiting you to go in on him so he can kill you. 99% of the time. Sorry, Zapman, that he gave away your super secret strategies. Any COG members watching this are just like, that's what he's doing. Oh my god. Got quite a bit of money, so I can start to pick up some defensive items, working my way into Sovereignty. Don't necessarily need to upgrade my Blink right now. I would rather get Sov than getting a Tier 3 Blink necessarily right now. Trying to help my little minions here, grab some damage on the tower. I try to get the heal off for the big minion because he takes a lot less tower damage, but I won't quite be able to do it, so now I'm just kind of grabbing some experience for myself while the Agni is back towards the base. Shot coming in toward this middle lane. I'm not super scared. I've got my Agni with me. Always looking for an opportunity to root and pull somebody. Pretty hard on a Janus because Janus just walks to a wall and he goes, hey, I got away. Loki split pushing on left lane, doing what Lokis do. Chalk going back towards him. Doesn't matter to me. He's a Loki. He'll probably be fine. Looking for an opportunity to pull Cliff. I missed my route. I thought I was going to hit it. I underestimated how fast that Janus is. Agni lands a good stun onto the Janus, but I did make a misplay there, and I used my pull too early. Bacchus makes a big mistake by jumping right there and missing. Unfortunately, the Freya is spending too much time going for the Agni right there. A little misplay by Freya. Should have turned around onto the Bacchus and landed his slows with his 2 onto the Bacchus. I see that Zapman wants to come in from the back, so I use my CC onto the Bacchus, and we get a nice cleanup kill here on the Bacchus, who thought he was completely safe under his tier 1 tower. You are never safe under your tier 1 tower with Zapman. Not possible. Never will happen. Zapman charging into the tower because he does not care. I pull Cliff away from his portal, forcing his ultimate, and he will just once again barely get away. DJ Pernick is taking a lot of damage for his troubles here. Zapman not caring, going in. Our Agni landing a lot of good harass damage off. I have no mana. I'm looking to back. I see Zapman going in again, and I realize that I need to stay around just in case they go even farther in. The Anhur uses a good ultimate onto the Agni, but does not kill him. I can throw him a heal. Chalk coming in from the back is going to land a silence, but Agni has a nice dash away from them. I have no mana. I am not any real help. I'm basically just here to try to scare people away, like, oh wait, the Sylvanus is still here. I get just enough mana to root the Bacchus, which is going to be just enough to kill this poor Bacchus again, dying from the root CC combo. And that is going to be a big pickup for Zapman. I officially have to back now, picking up Sovereignty. Zapman giving no shits, picking up more kills under the tower. DJ Pernicus picking up the Agni, and this game is wrapping itself up. We were up 6,000 gold in 14 minutes. Even in a ranked game now, people are getting sad. They're like, Zapman is too big. Zapman is 1v4ing their team, all because he got a first blood and an early 1v1 on the Anhur, giving him a big XP gold lead early. Zapman looking for some extra kills here before this game rounds up. And they are going to go ahead here and surrender after Freya goes in looking for more kills, grabbing the Anhur, doing whatever she wants to. Zapman, of course, diving towards the Phoenix. Could have gone for the Bacchus, but he's like, nah, I'm going to go for the Janus. Will he get the opportunity? Yes, he will pick up the kill before the game ends, and we are going to go ahead and head into this win screen. You can see here that while I wasn't involved in that many kills, I definitely did a lot of things around the map. Some games are like that on support. You just roam around giving people plants, giving people heals, getting them XP from mid-harpies, etc., and that ends up being your job. This is a classic game of what can happen if you get your ADC fed, especially very high-level ADCs. You get them a first blood, you get them a couple kills, and they will go ahead and carry you away with the game. That's what happened here. I didn't have to do that much damage. I didn't even have to take that much damage. Zapman getting so big that he could walk through the front lines, tank anything that he wanted to. Looking at our final build here, we have Midas Boots into Sovereignty. Would have worked my way into a Magi's Blessing, possibly a movement speed item. They have a decent bit of slows on their team. And of course, finishing up my Blink for more initiations. If you guys liked the video, please subscribe to me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitch and Twitter, and I stream there Monday through Friday. If you have any recommendations of things you would like to see in the videos, please leave those comments down, and I will definitely take them into consideration. You never know, it might just end up in all of my future videos. Have a twitching day, y'all.